So in this session, I will give you one more assignment based on the JavaScript and then HTML events and then DOM tree. Now the assignment is, you need to create a page with the name calc with a dropdown.html, and inside this calculator X text box and Y text box must be present, and the page must contain an operation drop-down list, and inside this drop-down list you have to include some items, some operation names like add, subtract, multiply and then divide. And immediately after this I want a result text box. Now you observe carefully, in this page there is no button control and you are not supposed to add any button control over here. Okay, now let me explain the requirement. When the user gives some data into these text boxes, some numbers into the text boxes, and selects any of this item present in the drop down list, the corresponding operation must be performed and the corresponding operation result has to be displayed in the result text box. If user is selecting subtract, you have to perform the subtraction operation on these numbers and you have to display the result. If user is selecting add, obviously you have to perform the addition operation and the corresponding result has to be displayed in the text boxes, so on and so forth. That is the requirement. I believe you understood the assignment. Now before starting the solution for this assignment, first I recommend you to, or first I will be giving a few important points related to this assignment. The first point is, let us say you will be creating a JavaScript function with the name f&do operation in the JavaScript. Now the next point is, you need to identify when exactly you need to call this JavaScript function. Now you tell me, do we need to call this f&do operation JavaScript function when the user clicks on this drop down list control? Answer is no, right? So when the user clicks on drop down list control, you will not be calling the JavaScript function. Then when to call the JavaScript function? The answer is simple. When the user is changing the selection, the current selected item is always first item, select. In case if the user is changing the selection, right? In case if user is selecting a different item, that point of time you need to call the JavaScript function, not on the click of the drop down list. So identifying the corresponding HTML event is the key over here. After identifying the corresponding HTML event, as usual you have to get the DOM reference of this text box. You need to read this data, and next you have to get the DOM reference of this second text box, read the data, and after that you have to get the DOM reference of this drop down list, because programmatically you need to identify which item is selected by the end user, and based on that you have to perform the corresponding operation, and later you have to get the DOM reference of this text box and then display the corresponding result. Okay, so I believe you understood. Now I recommend you to complete this assignment on your own, maybe in the Visual Studio, or in case if you are using some other editor, I recommend you to complete that assignment or this assignment in the some other editor. Okay, so I believe you understood. So once you do this assignment, you can look for the solution in the same video. Now let me show you the solution for this assignment. I am creating new website. I am giving name of this website as JavaScript DOM assignment 3. Let me click on OK. So after creating the website, I am creating an HTML page with the name calc with a drop down. Let me click on add. So I created the required user interface over here. I created X text box, Y text box, operation drop down list along with all the required options, and I think I forgot to close the select tag. No, I closed the select tag properly, but only thing is I have to write the result text box outside of the select tag, and even this BR tag is placed in the inappropriate position. Let me put it after the select tag. So after creating the required user interface, now I must create the JavaScript function. So first I have created the script tag and after this I created f and do operation JavaScript function. Now the next step is we must understand when to call this JavaScript function. That is the crucial step here. Okay, so now we know that we must call the JavaScript function f and do operation JavaScript function when the user selects an item present in the drop down list. Let me show you here. When the user is changing the selection in the drop down list, we have to call the JavaScript function, right? So for that we have to identify the appropriate HTML event. For achieving this, now I recommend you to click on spacebar over here. You will see the list of HTML events. Now I recommend you to carefully observe the events, right? Do you think that on abort is suitable for calling the JavaScript function? Obviously no. Now your task is you have to identify the corresponding event. Okay, so I recommend you to observe all the events. If you start observing all the events, probably you will understand that none of these events are suitable except one event. So if you start observing all these things, you will understand that on change event will be suitable over here. You observe carefully. There is an event called as on change. So when exactly this on change event will be executed? Obviously whenever the item, the current selected item is changed, that point of time on change event will be executed. So anyhow, I will do one thing. I will try to call the f and do operation JavaScript function from the on change event. Let me write f and do operation, curly brackets, sorry, parenthesis. Now just for verification purpose, before writing the code, I strongly recommend you to verify whether the call is going to the function properly or not. How to verify? Very simple. You write simple one alert statement, maybe some dummy message. Let me write hi. Now after this I will try to send this calc with dropdown.html page to browser, just for verifying whether the JavaScript function is being called properly or not. Now when I get a calc with a dropdown.html page output, I'll just verify whether the function is being called properly or not. You observe carefully. Now I am going to click the drop down list. When I click on the drop down list, do you think that function is being called? In case if the JavaScript function is called, obviously you must see the message hi in the alert box. You observe? I am clicking on drop down list, but the call is not going to JavaScript function. Now what is the current selected item in the drop down list? Select. Now I will change this selection. Now the call is coming to JavaScript function. Yes, that is the reason why you are able to see hi in the alert box. It means that the function call is going properly. Now we have to write the remaining code. Our first task is we have to get the object reference of the first X text box. The approach is, anyhow it is as usual. You have to get the object reference of the tbx text box. Next we have to get the object reference of the second text box, that is y text box. After this we have to identify the selected item present in the drop down list. So to identify the selected item present in drop down list, observe what I am talking about. When the user selects the operation name as sub, by using our JavaScript code, we need to identify what is being selected by the end user in the drop down list. That is also one of the important thing. How to achieve this? Very simple. First we need to get the object reference of the drop down list or DOM reference. Let me write var v3 is equals to document.getElement by id of, what is the drop down list id? DDL operation. So now I need to identify which property has to be used for identifying the selected item present in drop down list. To do that I have to use definitely debugging technique. Now first I will try to identify the property required for identifying the selected item in the drop down list. So let me go for the debugging approach. Let me send this page code to the browser. Once our page output is sent to the browser, I will just go to debug mode by clicking on more tools, developer tools. Now let me little bit maximize this window. Now I will try to call the JavaScript function. Let me select mul, or let me change the selection. Obviously call is coming to the JavaScript function. Now let me click on F10 or F11. Now again I'll click on F11. Again I'll click on F11. Now you tell me this V3 is pointing to what? Definitely this V3 is pointing to the DOM node in the DOM tree, which is pointing to this drop down list. Or in simple words, V3 is pointing to this drop down list node in the DOM tree. Now we need to identify which property is holding this selected value. Very simple. You place the cursor on top of V3 and then you start observing these properties and values. Right? You observe class name is empty, right? And other properties are not having the data. So now you need to identify the property which is holding the selected value mul. So till that point of time you need to observe the properties. Have you observed any property which is holding that mul? As of now, no. Let me come down. Down. Have you observed anything which is suitable for our requirement? As of now, no. Have you observed anything? Yes. Value. Right? You observe this value property is holding the selected value mul. Right? So now how to read this data programmatically? Very simple. V3 dot value. I already told you that this approach is simply object oriented programming approach. V3 dot value. V3 dot value I have to use for getting this selected item. Now let me go back to my coding. I will declare a variable where selected operation is equals to V3 dot value. Now I need to get the first text box data in integer format and second text box data in integer format. How to get? Where V4 is equals to parseInt of V1 dot value, where V5 is equals to parseInt of maybe V3 dot value. Now we have to get the object reference of this result text box also. Why? Because we need to store data or we need to display the data finally into this result text box only. So we need to get the DOM reference where V6 is equals to document dot get element by id tb result. Now we have to write conditional statement. If selected OP operation is equals to add, we have to perform the addition operation and the result has to be displayed into V6 dot value is equals to V4 plus V5. Else if selected OP is equals to subtract, then V6 dot value is equals to V4 minus V5. Similar way, else if selected OP is equals to let us say mul, we need to perform the multiplication and we have to store the multiplication result into V6 dot value V4 into V5. Else if selected OP is equals to maybe div, then V6 dot value is equals to V4 divided by V5. So I believe you understood the point. So this is how I will be writing the code. Now let me verify whether this code will give the correct result or not. Let me send this code to the browser. Now my calc with the dropdown.html page output is sent to the browser. Now I will give some data here 40 and then 3 and I will select subtract. So when I select subtract, what must be displayed in the result text box? Obviously I think my code is not working fine. Let me debug and understand. Let me go to more tools. Let me go to developer tools. Let us verify where the problem is occurring. I already told you that JavaScript code will never give you compilation errors. That is one of the biggest problem. We are getting error over here. V6 dot value is equals to V4 minus V5. Probably there is an error over here. Let me verify what is the problem. Let me call mul. Let me click on F11. Let me debug. You observe all these variable values are correct only, but I think this V6 value is null. V6 is becoming null. So probably the mistake may be here. You observe V6 is becoming null. I don't know why it is happening. Let me check my JavaScript code. Sorry, HTML code. You observe result text box value is, ID is TBY only. By mistake only I have kept this as TBY, not as TB result. So probably that may be the reason why we are getting error. You remember, in case if you commit such kind of mistakes, obviously you will never get any kind of compilation errors. Okay. So this is one of the biggest problem with JavaScript. Let me change the variable name over here. Let me change it to TBRES. So I am using TBRES over here. Yes, this time I think my code has to work properly. Let me go to view in browser. Now let me give some data here. Let me give some data here and I will select mul. 30 into 5 must be 150. 150 is coming here. It means that my code is working fine. Now let me click on divide. So when I click on divide, 30 divided by 5, probably 6 has to be displayed. Yes, we are getting. If I click on add, 35 has to be displayed. It means that my JavaScript function is working fine. When I click on subtract, it must be 25. Everything is working fine. So this is how you will be writing the JavaScript code. So remember, you must use a step-by-step approach when you are writing the JavaScript code or any program. Right? You cannot be able to write the entire program at a time. It is highly impossible. I strongly recommend you to use iterative approach or progressive approach while writing the code, any kind of program.